Okay, this is my third time starting a video. Just because the puppy gets kind of loud and I don't want to have to, when I'm screaming or talking high, that's when, it's all passionate, but that's when I'm really getting into it, as you're going to see. But right now I'm trying to keep it at a cool, calm, collective level, okay? So, welcome to chapter 369, okay? Understand the power of the 3, the 6, and the 9. Excuse me. Understand the power of the 3, the 6, and the 9. Okay? So as you can see, we have the profile picture of the original Black Panther Party. And I'm not saying that I'm the original Black Panther Party. I'm not saying I'm part of that. I don't even know anybody. I don't know if my family, older generations, or ancestors were even a part of the original Black Panther Party or any of the chapters. But, recently I've been watching a lot of Rashad Jamal for about, I'll say maybe since the summertime. Okay, I came across his videos on TikTok, and then I went to researching, and then I ended up finding the University of Cosmic Intelligence on his YouTube channel. His university, okay? So I've learned from there a lot of, cosmic facts about ourselves, which when I say ourselves, I'm talking to the blacks and the Latinos, okay? And I also learned a lot of esoteric facts. I also watched a lot of Charleston White from a lot of his old interviews from a couple years ago. I mean, I still watch some of them, but, I watched a lot of Black Balloon, a lot of Industry Hoax, and I've just been doing, a lot of research on my own, and breaking out the matrix is what I've been doing for the past 3 years. So, a lot of you probably like, breaking out the matrix. What's the matrix? The matrix is everything going on around you, okay? But that's a different video for another video. Some of y'all know what the matrix is. Some of you guys know you're in the matrix. Some of you is okay with being in the matrix, okay? Some of you may have watched Rashad Jamal or Young Pharaoh or Smart, okay? So I did get a lot of inspiration and motivation and started a channel on my own. And then I watched a really old video of Rashad Jamal maybe 2-3 days ago. And it was about the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, which that movie is based around Fred Hampton and William O'Neal, okay? William O'Neal, or Bill O'Neal, was Judas. Fred Hampton was known as the Black Messiah, okay? So I do learn a lot from Rashad Jamal. So then I started doing my own investigation, I guess you could say, on who Fred Hampton was. And, he was a part of the Black Panther Party chapter in Illinois. He was only 21 at the time when he was assassinated. And I've heard his name before, but I just never knew anything about him. Just know he was associated with the Black Panther, So I did watch first the documentary, The Murder of Fred Hampton, and that just made me want to know more about him. And then I went and watched the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, okay? And then I started doing my own research on what they give us from the internet, okay? So a separate video will be done on just Fred Hampton himself, you know what I'm saying? Because, we're going to go over what Wikipedia gives us and what the movie gave us, and then what Fred Hampton gave us himself, okay? Chairman Fred is what he was also known as. So yeah, this will be a channel of just a lot of, you can say, Black history, and a lot of, questions to the government, and, questions about religion, and just, it's going to be a lot, I'm going to say a lot that's going to make you say, You know what I'm saying? So, I hope you enjoyed this channel. Drop your comments down below if you got anything to add, anything to say, if I'm off about anything. But today, we're going to talk about what, Wikipedia, the government, the oppressors, the people who's running the matrix, what they have to say about, because we're going to talk about the startup of the Black Panther Party. Sometimes I might be a little everywhere, but because things is literally running through my mind, okay? Hold on. Get down, Harlow. Down. Down. Okay? I am a revolutionary. And that's something that Fred Hampton said. And you are a revolutionary. Okay? You just got to go deep within yourself. But I'm going to break it down how you are. We've all had these questions before. I've always had a lot of questions, even as a kid, just not really fully understanding on the things that they tell us, or something doesn't make sense, or the piece of the puzzle isn't fitting all the way, but the teacher just giving you what the book says. She got the same education you got. The same old persons gave him the same education and tricked him into teaching you the same thing. And then if you ask a question, they just tell you that's what it says, or you might get written up for being insubordinate if you don't take what they're telling you. You know what I'm saying? And then they tell you this tracks you all your school years, so the oppressors are keeping track of you, because that's just not saying staying in the school. Okay? Now, again, the noise is my puppy, okay? So, yeah. So, by the way, the Black Panther Party was started by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, according to Wikipedia, okay, in 1966. They met at a school, and yes, you know what I'm saying? I'm using what they're given, okay? Once I'm able to go live, I'll be able to flip it around, and yeah, I will be able to see what I'm seeing. But until then, if I'm looking over or I'm reading anything verbatim, it's straight off the phone. Okay? So, you know, which they say Huey, now they only talk about Huey P. Newton. You never hear about Bobby Seale. I found out about Bobby Seale. I looked him up while watching the murder of Fred Hampton, or the unaliving of Fred Hampton, because, you know, YouTube. So I, sorry, froze. So I looked up who Bobby Seale was, because during one of Fred Hampton's speeches, he mentioned, and I believe it was the lawyer too, mentioned what was happening to Bobby Seale, and when they went to go see him, and all the damage. It was like a cartoon or something that was done to Bobby Seale, and I didn't know who Bobby Seale was, so I had to look up who Bobby Seale was and what happened to him. And if you can see that, you know, and that's what the his lawyer described when he said he seen Bobby Seale. Okay, if you haven't seen the unaliving of Fred Hampton, you should go check that out. Okay, but so Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale formed that. They met in college, and they formed the Black Panther Party, and it was originally called let me give the original name. Originally Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, okay? Which, you know, the government calls it a Black Power political organization, founded by college students Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton in October of 1966 in Oakland, California, okay? The party was active in the United States between 1966 and 1982, with chapters in many major American cities, including San Francisco, New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, Seattle, and Philadelphia. Fred Hampton was the Chicago. That's why it was a chapter in Illinois. Okay, he was the chairman of that chapter. Okay, so they also say they were also active in many prisons and had international chapters in the United Kingdom and Algeria. Okay, so what I really want to get into and talk about is, in this first video, is what Wikipedia or the government or our oppressors, okay, what they call the party's 10-point. Hey, stop. Biting my foot. What they call the party's 10-point manifesto, okay? And a manifesto is typically what they call when, you know, the best way I can say it is when a Caucasian does a school. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what I'm saying, follow me, okay? So let's look up what the definition of a manifesto is first, okay? A manifesto is a public declaration of policy and aims, especially when issued before an election by a political party or candidate. Okay? Now, manifesto, right, which, all English language came from originally Latin, which was a Latin love language, which if you notice a lot in the movies, they do a lot of magic in Latin, okay? But manifesto is a Latin word, which comes from manifestus, okay? Then they broke it down to manifesto, then in Italian, manifestar, and in English, manifest, okay? It's from the 17th century, okay? From meaning obvious to make public to the definition we have now. Now, we know that the Black Panther Party wasn't running for anything political and they weren't trying to be elected. Huey P. Newton wasn't trying to be elected, okay? They wasn't trying to be part of the government, okay? So, the 10-point program, and I'm reading this verbatim from Wiki, or the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense 10-point platform and program, is a party platform written by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale in 1966 for the Black Panther Party. So the 10-point program is what we'll call it, the government, the manifesto, was, I'm going to read what they say. The 10-point program is a set of guidelines to the Black Panther Party that states their ideals and ways of operation, a combination of the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. So they also say the 10-point program comprised 2 sections. The first, titled What We Want Now, describe what the Black Panther Party wants from the leaders of American society, which the leaders are the oppressors, from the oppressed, whether you're Caucasian, Asian, Black, Latino. The American leaders are who are oppressing. The second section, titled What We Believe, outlines the philosophical. It's a crazy word. Views of the party and the rights that African Americans should have but are denied. It is structured similarly to the United States Bill of Rights of the U.S. Constitution. Philosophical. I feel like you say it in another way, but we're going to go with philosophical. Okay? So, I'm going to go over, and this is off of Wikipedia, okay? I'm going to read verbatim of what they say was the manifesto, okay? Now remember, manifesto meaning a public declaration of policy and aims, especially one issued before an election by a political party or candidate. And the Black Panther Party wasn't running for anything. Okay.